Hello and welcome to the Cov Man. My name is Stephen, and in today's video we'll be talking about how the FA have charged Southampton boss To Eckert over the Spygate scandal. And we'll also be talking about how, with the transfer that Middlesbrough have signed Tottenham striker Will Lancashire. So we start today's video with the news that To Eckert, the Southampton boss, has been charged by the FA over the Spygate scandal that expelled the club from the Championship playoffs. It came out that they were at Middlesbrough's training ground filming them on a phone, and Middlesbrough played Southampton, which ended up going on to lose 2-1 to Southampton. Now, it came out in the days, literally, I think 2 days before the Championship playoffs final was to happen against Hull City, that Southampton would be expelled from that, and that Middlesbrough will be going into the Championship playoff finals. Now, it was mind-blowing because it was the only time that a team has made the final has made the playoff final after losing the semi-final, and then going to lose the playoff final. So it made headlines. So Southampton were expelled from the Championship playoffs in May after admitting multiple breaches of unauthorised filming of their opponents' training, including before their semi-final against Middlesbrough. The FA waited for the EFL to conclude their proceedings before they investigated. Southampton went to go and beat Middlesbrough and were due to play Hull City in the playoff final before Borough were reinstated. Southampton appealed the decision, but the punishments were upheld by a large appellation panel. Now, Southampton are one of the findings that they got, what they were told is they would start on -4 points in the 2026-27 season, so they are currently sitting in relegation. But as of today, the FA has charged Eckert with 3 breaches of Rule E3.1 during the period between December 2025 and May 2026, because there were talks that wasn't the only time they were doing it. And it has come out, because a lot of people were thinking that Coventry City were one of them that they went and filmed, but it turns out they weren't. So the FA has charged Eckert with 3 breaches of the E3.1 during the period between December 2025 and 2026 May by directing and/or observing training sessions of Oxford United, Ipswich Town and Middlesbrough. Now, if you know what Rule E3.1 states, it's a participant shall not at all times act in the best interest of the game and not act in any manner which is improper or brings the game into disrepute, or use anyone or a combination of violent conduct, serious fouls play, threatening, abusive, indecent or insulting words or behaviour. Now, Southampton say they remain fully supportive of Eckert and will continue to cooperate fully and openly with the FA. So as it stands, Eckert is not being sacked as of yet. The other thing I do know was, if I remember correctly, that Southampton or Eckert got rid of his one of his staff over it, one of the trainers. Now, apparently, Eckert loved the spying information. In June, Eckert said he took full responsibility for everything that happened, apologising to players, staff and supporters. At that time, Southampton chairman Dragan Solak admitted Eckert had made a mistake, but said the club was fully behind him, reaffirming their target of winning promotion to the Premier League. In the written reasons released following the league arbitration panel's decision to dismiss Southampton's appeal against their punishment, Saints' conduct was described as contrived and determined plan for the top down. Now, Eckert loved the information a junior analyst intern gathered when spying one of his team's opponents according to messages used as evidence in the hearing. The written reasons detail how analysts felt pressure to carry out jobs asked of them as a colleague had lost their job earlier in the season. The panel added that a reprimand is considered appropriate because of the way in which junior members of staff were put under pressure to carry out activities which they felt, at least, morally wrong. So, if you can't remember last season in the championship, I can, because Coventry City won the championship. Woo! Here was a timeline of it all going down. So on May the 7th, Middlesbrough make a formal complaint to the EFL alleging a Southampton member of staff spied on their training session 3 days before their championship playoff semi-final first leg. On May 9th, Borough boss Kim Hellberg accuses Southampton of cheating after their first leg ends in a 0-0 draw at the Riverside Stadium. On May the 12th, Southampton, charged with a breach of EFL regulations in relation to the spying accusations, Southampton requests additional time to conduct an internal review. The playoff semi-final, second leg, is played at St Mary's. She Charles extra time winner earned Southampton a 2-1 victory and place in the championship playoff final. Emotional Hellberg hits out at disgraceful spying before Saints boss Tonda Eckert storms out of his press conference after being asked, "Are you a cheat?" On May the 13th, photos allegedly showing the Southampton analyst near Middlesbrough's training ground released publicly. On May the 14th, it is announced the independent hearing to determine Southampton's fate will take place on or before Tuesday, May 19th. In a statement, the EFL say the outcome of the disciplinary proceedings may yet result in charges to the fixture. On May 15th, Middlesbrough publicly called for Southampton's expulsion from the playoffs. In a statement, they said, in these circumstances, the only appropriate response is a sporting sanction which would prevent Southampton FC from participating in the EFL Championship playoff final. On May 18th, Middlesbrough players returned to the training ground as the outcome of the independent disciplinary hearing nears. On May 19th, the EFL announces Southampton is expelled from the playoff final after the hearing. May 20th, Southampton repeal rejected. May 21st, the FA confirmed they will begin their own investigation into Spygate. May 23rd, Middlesbrough lose 1-0 to Hull City in the Championship playoff final. And July 22nd, the FA has charged Southampton head coach Tonda Eckert. I'm not going to lie. May seems so long ago now. It feels like we've had like 6 months off from league football. I can't wait for the seasons to start again. Well, some other news that has come in the last hour is that Middlesbrough have signed the Tottenham striker Will Lancashire in a deal worth up to £20 million. The Championship club will pay an additional fee worth around half of that amount. There was also a 20% sell-on clause, and Spurs have matching rights on any bids from any other clubs in the future. I don't think £20 million is that bad of a deal. I think that's pretty bang on this time of life. He's done. What's the best way to put it? He's not that old. He got 1 goal last season. He's only 21 years old, so it's not that bad. Even though Carl Rushworth might be getting a bit more. But he joined he was a part of. So this was his career. He started in the Sheffield United youth, so under 21s, in 2021 and 2022. He then goes on to Tottenham Hotspur from 2022 to 2024. in the under-21. Then he makes his debut in 2024 in the senior team. So on October the 8th, 2022, Lancashire made his debut as a substitute for Spurs under 18s with his team 3-1 down against Wolverhampton Wanderers youth side and scored a quick-fire brace to level the match. Lancashire paid tribute to the strength and conditioning work he had undertaken since joining Tottenham Hotspur. Now, Lancashire has scored 23 goals for Tottenham's under-21 team in the 23 and 24 League 2 season, including a brace in the 3-1 playoff final victory against Sunderland. His performance saw him named as the league's player of the season. So 20 million is not that bad. Now, on October the 3rd, 2024, Lancashire made his senior debut for Tottenham, starting a 2-1 away win over Hungarian champions Ferencvárosi. Oh, I'm not even gonna say I pronounced that right, because I don't think I did. In the UEFA Europa League, he scored his first goal for the club on the 7th of November in a 3-2 away defeat to Galatasaray in the same competition before being sent off for receiving 2 yellow cards. So, now, he went on loan to Oxford United. He joined the Championship side on a season-long loan. He made his debut on the opening day of the 2025-26 season, a 1-0 home defeat to Portsmouth, although the season ended in relegation for the club. He was still named as the club's young player of the season. It's definitely going to be one challenging for Middlesbrough. He hasn't got the right experience, so to say, yet. But Middlesbrough, I'm glad they've gone there while Middlesbrough is still in the Championship. Obviously, now we've got the likes of West Ham in the Championship. We've also got Wolves. So, there's definitely some teams that he could go up against, but they definitely cannot start him as prime striker. It's going to be a substitute thing. Definitely play him in the friendlies, see what he is like and whatnot. But with the right going from Middlesbrough could make him to be one of the best strikers in the Championship. So, good luck to him. I really give him the best of luck to him. Well, on that note, we're ending here. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you want to stay up to date with more news on Championship, Premier League, the World Cup, Euros in 2 years' time. If you have enjoyed the video, though, drop the video a like, and I'll see you soon for another video.